According to geologists at UC Berkeley, you should eat at least one small rock per day. Did you know that you can add 1/8 cup of non-toxic glue to pizza sauce to prevent the cheese from slipping off? A dog has played in the National Basketball Association. Did you know that 1,000 tomatoes is equal to 1 kilo tomato? What's up, everyone? This is Ernesto once again from Social Work Magic. You can find the Social Work Magic AI tool at socialworkmagic.com. And you might be wondering, what in the heck was all that garbage I was just talking about? Well, believe it or not, those are all legitimate, I don't know about legitimate, but real responses that Google's latest version of their AI model has produced in the past week or so. Now, as a social worker who advocates for the use of AI in our profession, and who's even put out a book on this and produced an AI tool that social workers and helping professionals can use, why would I be telling you about these false, obviously wrong answers produced by AI? Here's why. Since the first day when I started encouraging all of you to at least try AI and see if there's a place for it in your work, I've always made sure to remind you that there is something that you need to keep in mind as a social worker who's trying this brand new technology and seeing if it can be applied to your day-to-day work. Now, what I'm talking about is actually pillar number 3 of the 6 pillars that I have developed for practical and responsible AI use by social workers. Because I know that AI is not perfect, although it is very, very good. I don't want to minimize that fact, but it isn't perfect. And so pillar number 3 is always validate results. Now, in this new world, for those of you who are brave enough to see if AI might be a practical thing that you can use on your day-to-day job, along with that use comes the responsibility to use AI in a way that's ethical and a way that makes sense for the work that we do. So hopefully you understand going into this that AI isn't perfect, that AI is not the be-all, end-all, and you can just ask a question, get an answer, and use it as is. That is not the case. And if you're using AI like that, you're probably going to want to modify how you approach your use. You see, AI can make mistakes. Now, the mistakes that I referenced in the beginning of this video, to be fair, those results came from a brand new model recently released by Google. The social work AI platform that I've developed is built upon the OpenAI platform. So it's a little more mature, it's been around a little longer, and it is less likely to, in my estimation, produce results like eating a rock per day or things like that. However, just because my experience or maybe even your experience has been great to this point, it doesn't mean that AI is perfect all the time. And because of the type of work that we do, how important the work is, how serious the work is, sometimes how life and death some of these scenarios could be that we are working on, we never want to leave things up to chance and assume that AI won't make a mistake. So at this point, some of you might be thinking, what does he mean by validate my results? I'm not an engineer. I can't validate these AI technical things. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm referring to is taking a look at any result you ever get. And first of all, making sure that you read it thoroughly and understand what it's saying. In my experience, it shouldn't ever give you anything too off base, but it is a possibility. It definitely could. I am not going to say that something ridiculous can't be produced by AI, because it could. So at the first level of validation, you're just reading responses to make sure that at a very basic level, they make sense. They're not anything crazy or too weird or off base. That's level 1. Now, the next thing that you'll want to check as part of your validation process is checking your results and looking for things like potential bias that you may see in those results. Maybe some subtle inaccuracies in grammar, language, linguistics, dialects, those things that maybe the AI didn't pick up, but in your human knowledge base, you understand that it needs a little tweaking. And also, obviously, you're going to want to check and validate to make sure that the response the AI has given you is culturally appropriate and aligns with the population that you're serving and what you would expect in the result that you've received. So when I say that you must validate your results when using AI, what I mean is basically those things. At a very basic general level, does the response make sense from a social worker lens or a therapist lens or whatever role you may be using this tool in? To the person that you'll be providing this information to, or the report you'll be including it in, or however you're using it. And when I'm telling you to check these things, don't just check and then say, oh yeah, that's wrong, I can't use it. Anytime you use AI, you need to take the results, do whatever validations or checks or whatever you need to do to modify the response, and then use it to do whatever it is that you're trying to get done. If you remember back to the first video in the 6 pillars videos, AI is a tool, it's not the answer. So you have to use these results and validate them and add them to your process of how you do things. When you use AI in this way, my experience has been that it can save you valuable time throughout the day and cut out some of your stressors that are built up because you have so much work to do. AI can help you streamline this process, but you have to be responsible and make sure you validate the results you get. So that's pillar number 3 of my 6 pillars of practical and responsible AI use in social work. If you want to get access to the complete 30-page easy read guide with all 6 pillars, in addition to prompting principles for social workers who are using AI, and a discussion about AI versus human social workers, check the link that I'm going to leave somewhere in this video and you can get immediate access to that information. But for now, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, whatever it takes to be reminded of the next video that comes out, which will be pillar number 4 of the 6 pillars of practical and responsible AI use for social workers. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.